It's the 2025 November energy update. We're going to talk about time travelers. We're going to talk about contact. We're going to talk about many exciting things. So stay tuned. Find yourself kind of like what I'm doing here. Get your pillows, get your cozy on. Oh man. 10 points. I'm going to cover them as fast as I can for you because there's a lot to cram in to today's video. First of our 10 points for November is this: enthusiasm. Where the hell did the enthusiasm come from? Maybe you haven't felt it yet. If you haven't, I promise you it's there. Get still, go inside. Let me know in the comments, have you got that enthusiasm? Because others will want to hear, okay, it's not just Kerry saying it. Others will want to know, oh, wow, it's a real thing. There's this undercurrent of enthusiasm coming up out of freaking nowhere, seemingly, because the 2026 energy is birthing. The 2026 energy is upon us. And whenever we're in the presence of something new baby. Oh, how precious is this? There's new life. That's where the enthusiasm is coming from. But as we go through, we'll see why else that enthusiasm is there. It's not just one reason that I've covered right now. The second point of the November energy update is what was going on in 2025. Actually, could we just have a recap, please? Okay, I'll do this for you in a word. In one word, what was 2025's energy? It was a circle. It was a circle. Which is why you would have felt so many times, oh my gosh, I am looping and going loopy and I am walking circles and I'm so frustrated. And look, there's that same old pattern again. And oh, this is getting boring. It's so familiar. I keep feeling this way, even though different people and different circumstances are in my life. The feeling, the undercurrent is the same, looping. Why were we walking circles in 2025? Because we were completing the architecture, the blueprint of the false matrix. That's a pretty damn impressive thing to do. Now, no, we haven't completely finished with the false matrix, but there are many people who, for want of a better word, are ready to graduate from that old blueprint and therefore are. And those people become ripples and those people become contagious. And you're one of them. So listen up. Point number 3, 2026 is the opposite of where we were walking circles to complete, circles towards closure. Very frustrating. 2026 is the straight line ahead. 2026 is, oh, now I can move forward. So it's the difference between feeling like you're stuck in mud. And your brain says, I want to go there. Your brain says, I want to move forward. And yet something will keep coming up in life preventing you from doing so. So you would have felt slow. Now, the opposite is going to happen. Rapid fire, very fast paced. And no, it doesn't mean, by the way, because we can still say this about 2025. And I'll agree with all of you. What the hell? Where did it go? It was so quick. But what you're going to find is it was really quick to walk circles. 2026, we've got that feeling like, oh, but I'm getting somewhere now. So that's point number 3. Yes, finally. Okay, I've got a straight line. I've been waiting for this. Point number 4. Oh, this is another reason for the enthusiasm. Fertile soil. For the longest time, every light worker, starseed, awakening being, your consciousness was a seed and you were planting that seed into very infertile soil. And I always spoke to you and I always said to you, you're the ripple, remember? You're the ripple and your ripple ripples into the collective. This was always true. But what I never said to you was you can only ripple at the level of energy. That's it, baby. That's your potency, which is still very potent. Don't get me wrong. But now, as we get to 2026, the seeds of enlightenment, the seeds of divinity, the seeds of new earth, true earth, whatever words you have for it. I call that place Eden, the 5th dimensional evolved planetary structure we've come here to be a part of. The ground is fertile for those seeds of consciousness. So metaphorically, you can now ground higher frequency into the planet, and now your ripple is not just bound to the ethers, your ripple gets grounded. And this is where we see ground shaking stuff, and I mean that metaphorically, hopefully. Hopefully that doesn't mean that we have a lot of earthquakes. It can be, just by the way. It's more like at the ground level now, we can finally start to see change. And that brings me to point number 5. Globally, we will see change, and it's going to be rapid fire change, because now your ripple is, of course, still happening etherically around you. It's also happening at the level of groundedness. Your seeds are sprouting and budding into massive forests. So what was the ripple in the air is now also metaphorically forests in the ground. Does that make sense to you? So what's going to happen is we're going to see still rapid fire. And when something's rapid fire, it looks chaotic. So I warn you, 2026, you're going to go, oh my gosh, there's the rising of the new and there's the falling of the old, and I don't know which is which. So you're going to go, is digital ID really happening? Because it looks like it is, and the news says that it is, but then I heard that it isn't, and maybe it is, and maybe it isn't, and I don't know which to believe. That's very much what we're stepping into in 2026, the rise and the fall. Now that brings me to point number 6, which is, oh my living soul, something I don't think that I've spoken to you guys about before. And this is about what I should refer to as the heroes without capes, also known as time travelers. We have many. You guys know, if I say this to you, we have ETs among us. I don't think that there's anybody that's going to go, what? You can't be serious. You guys listening, you're going to go, yeah, I kind of, it's either going to be, yeah, I know that, or yeah, I kind of thought so. That seems self-evident. Of course, there are ETs among us. And by the way, that's the reason why in the Plasma Light Tribe, in the month of November, that's my membership community, we're doing contact as our theme. For 4 weeks, we're working on energetic preparation for ET contact, because this is what we're on the brink of. But I'm skipping ahead. Contact is a further point. Contact is point number 9. Yes, I've got notes in front of me. That's why I'm looking down. Point number 6 is where we are right now. Kerry, stay on track. Time travelers. Light workers, it's like an umbrella term. And underneath this umbrella term of light workers, awakening people and spiritual warriors and just human beings. And some people have various labels that they've given themselves, the chosen and the 144,000. It's all part of that massive umbrella. But under that massive umbrella are also time travelers who came not from other planets, but from ours. From that place that I call Eden, which is the world that we are headed to. These time travelers came in to ensure the pathway, because so much had been stacked up against humanity. The halls of Amenti had been collapsed. There were so many reasons why ascension was taken off the cards and was looking very, very difficult. We had such a system in place. And when I talk about a system, I'm talking about the systems of the false matrix at the point of schooling, at the point of money, at the point of finance, at the point of even religious control and control itself. We had so much stacked against us that we needed people inside those systems to start dismantling them. We, light workers, began doing that in the individual realm, on the surface level, in our own lives, dismantling, because we did what? We did shadow work. We began to dismantle our own inner world of illusion. That's the work that I have been walking people through for the entirety of my career, long before I was here on social media, the dismantling of all of the untruths in order to reclaim the truth of who you are and to be the truth of who you are, which is love. The time travelers have come a long time back into this time to make themselves known. I'm not going to name who they are right now. Some of you might have very good ideas. They've come into this time to be forces that unsettle. Now think about this. If you, from 2025, went back to the 1800s, people would think you were loopy. People would think you were crazy. People would probably make fun of you. People would belittle you. People would degrade you. You would be way too off the radar for them to relate to. So you would be this big force causing a lot of unsettled energy. You'd be kicking up a lot of dust. This is what time travelers tend to do. They're not perfect. They're not necessarily even enlightened. They're not gurus. They're not saints. We've got them in the political arena. We've got them in the AI arena. We've got them in technology. We've got them in business. We've got them in finance. So these are seeds of light that have populated all of the structures of the false matrix in order to dismantle there as well. That had always to be an inside job. We could never have relied only on the external guys to take down the external structure. Do you know why? Because we would have fought them, and people still to this day are. Look at the people in our world that are performing miracles for humanity. There's something that we do, you guys. There's something that we do and we don't even realize it. I know this is going to sound harsh. I know you won't even believe me when I said we worship demons. Kerry, God, you've gone loopy. You worship demons. Guys, so many of our pop stars, movie stars, people we aspire to, politicians in business suits. And I'm not even talking about today's current politicians, because if we understand how demonically run the system of the false matrix was, it was 100% demon run. Whew. This means so many of the people that we thought of as great diplomats, great orators, great speakers were exactly that. But this is what a demon does. A demonic energy is not going to show up with black teeth and a crooked smile and rags for clothes and being all decrepit. No. A demon's going to show up in a business suit or angelic wings or a supermodel's outfit. This is why I say to you, so what we're used to seeing run the world, the type of politician or the type of movie star or the type of role model that we've looked up to, not 100% of, but most of those people were in some way dancing with demons or demons themselves. So now what we have in high positions are time travelers from the future who've come into this realm to dismantle systems at the level of the physical mechanics. So physically changing laws, mechanically shifting things that needed to happen. So we do the inner work. Does this mean, by the way, that only those people are populated by, and they're not all time travelers, obviously, there's just many time travelers in those positions. Does that mean it's only then people out there in the public eye? Not at all. There are a lot of time travelers like you, maybe, who look at the world and go, no, man, this world is archaic. This world is backwards. This world is so freaking lost in the dark ages. And yet everybody says, oh, cutting edge of technology is where we are. Everybody says things like the modern era, and you just can't relate to this being the modern era. If somebody talks about this being 2025 being the modern era, something in you goes meep, 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 almost like it's alarm belling to tell you that's a lie. There's a signal in you that knows you're in a very old era. This is what it feels like to be a time traveler. You don't have to be. And in order to be a successful light worker, whether you time traveled and you came from the future into the now, or you're a starseed, you came from another planet into the now, you're still under that umbrella term of light workers, and you probably, like more than 90% of us, will have no memory of having come from the future, no memory of having come from another planet, because that's part and parcel of being in the false matrix. We had to get amnesia in order to be here. But it's just for you to know how very supported we are. And some of these people are going to become very obvious. They stand out like sore thumbs. They kick up a lot of dust and they raise a lot of controversy. The lost and found. There will be people who, as we navigate forward, are going to feel very lost, especially as we move into this new energy, November and beyond November. How do you know the lost versus the found? Okay. The lost are lost in victimhood. And I'm going to give you two horrifically harsh truths because there's just no more time to sugarcoat. I could say this beautifully and I could say this diplomatically and it would just not land. So when I say it as harshly as I do, it's not to upset you. It's to give you a taste of truth. And you can reject it by all means. Maybe there's a friend you need to send this to. Maybe there's a friend that needs to hear this. And they might hate you for forwarding it to them, but just as they may hate me for saying this truth, the truth just is, and it is said in absolute neutrality. Here it is. The two truths about victimhood. Number one, no one's coming to save you. And number two, your struggle doesn't need to be documented. In fact, it is not being documented. What does that mean? So many people hold on to their struggle. So many people hold on to the story of their struggle as if one day it should become a book, as if one day other people should learn from it, as if they are custodians, guardians of it. They protect the story of their struggle. They keep it alive. Those who are found, so remember I'm talking about the lost and the found, and I'm talking about found here in the sense of they are rising in consciousness. It's not to say they don't have struggle. It's to say they're using struggle as fuel, not identity. That's the difference between the lost and the found. Both of them can come from misery. Both of them can come from the worst circumstances. But how they use that struggle, fuel to rise, or an identity to protect. That's ultimately what the difference is going to be. And it is very difficult to contend with, oh my gosh, really no one's coming to save me? That's going to feel like outrage. How dare they? How dare God put me here and then not come save me? Or how dare my cosmic family bring me here and then desert me? These are not truths. We are very powerful beings and we're here to remember how powerful we are. Number 8. What decision are you making in your life today, right now? Think about it. Maybe there's something brewing for you, like a new philosophy, a new diet, a new idea, a new direction, a new want, a new desire, a new state of being. There's something new that you want to implement in your life right now. Look at it. Maybe you've just got a hint of it. Maybe it's knocking loudly on your door. Whatever the decision is that today, as you listen to this broadcast from me, you're going, oh, well, that's the decision I'm working on. Work on it. Work on that decision because why? It is part of empowering you for the final stretch of 2025 and your entry into 2026. That decision is vital. You might think of it as something small. It is not. It is absolutely vital. Contact. I said I was going to talk about contact. Contact is ultimately this. It is where we were living in the false matrix and the world around the false matrix, which I call the divine matrix, and the veil between the two. Contact is when you move through that veil and you realize, I'm a part of the other world also. And then you get to bring it in. And there are many side effects of doing that. Part of the side effects of doing that are bringing more of your memories online. Like, I have a recollection of a state of being, not necessarily a memory that you can put into words, more like a memory that you can feel. It's like your body is remembering. A state of being that is more whole, more integrated with the cosmos, more connected with the galactics. Contact is a very big theme moving forward. So from November of this year, 2025, moving all the way into 2026, contact is going to be a massive headline within our reality. And it begins with you making contact with you. Contact out there with the galactic realms begins with you making contact with you at the inner realm. That is the most important point of focus for your world right now. Number 10. It's all going to take courage, isn't it? It's all going to take courage to do this, because what's ahead is quantum growth. And in order for you to have the quantum growth, because you know what, just because quantum growth is available does not mean that everyone's going to have it. What will enable you to have the quantum growth? Learning to step forward with God, with the universe, with support, with your crew. You're surrounded by a legion of light that you need to tune into. There are so many meditations on my website to support you. There's a membership community that I have to support you. But that's the next level, is you tuning in. And absolutely, it takes courage, because as you tune in, a lot's going to be released. And you know, detox is never pleasant. I've just been through one. It's never pleasant, but doing it alone is even worse. Learning to receive. Oh, how foreign is this for many of us? Learning to receive truly. Learning to receive unconditionally. Did you know that that's the beginning of unconditional love? It is to be unconditionally receptive first. Please subscribe to the channel and drop me a comment from my heart all the way into yours. So much love. I hope you feel it. And I hope that you say yes to love and let it in. There's 2 videos. Which one haven't you watched yet? This one? That one?